Talent.
Yep, so we are live.
Oh, okay.
So is it going to pop up on Facebook here, Dom?
Okay.
Maybe refresh it.
Okay.
That's awesome. Well, welcome to Get Curious today. And today we are going to spend some time with Renee Malburg. So welcome.
Thank you.
Who drove in from
Ludington.
And you, it's a 90-minute drive.
Yes.
We're very thankful. That's great. So we're
glad to be
really
here.
excited. So
Yeah.
we learned some interesting stuff about. Oh, and also Caitlin Grant is here because Paul is up north on vacation,
Grilling steak.
If you follow him on Instagram, you'll see his nightly dinner and grilling techniques and stuff like that. So maybe Paul will join in and ask a question or two.
Yeah, maybe you
But Caitlin is wonderful. Thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
And filling the spot. And
Excited to be here with Renee.
Yes. So you're from Ludington, and that's kind of your market.
Yes.
How long have you been in real estate?
So I started in 2007.
Okay.
It was I grew up in Ludington,
Okay.
moved back to the area, and it was pretty much on my dad's urging that I joined the real estate profession.
Okay.
I bought a house.
Wait, what did you do before that? Do you have any interesting jobs?
Oh.
I have a cheat sheet, so
Yes,
I'm
yes,
leading you
yes.
along.
Okay, so interesting jobs. I was an air traffic controller.
Really?
Like with
Like-
the orange,
Like in the tower, or yeah?
At both tower and flight service.
Really?
So I did that in Alaska.
Really?
That's awesome.
So I spent some years there. Loved it.
Like remote Alaska or like Anchorage?
So I started off in Anchorage when I joined the FAA. I was stationed in Fairbanks, which was the northern region. Spent a lot of time flying in the bush all over northern Alaska, all the way up to Kotzebue.
And you flew,
No.
actually. You're a pilot also.
Yes,
Right?
yes, I am.
So, wow. How did you go to school for that, or were you in the military,
So,
or how did it work?
Being an air traffic controller, and part of my job was training, I had to do a lot of flying, so I was in small airplanes frequently, and I just needed to know.
Okay.
Needed to know what I was doing, so I got my private pilot's license.
Okay.
And
Did you land on the water?
Felt
ever?
a little bit more comfortable. Not myself. I just
Okay.
had my single engine land
Okay.
rating, so but I did get to experience a lot of river landings while I was
Really?
there. So that's
Do you still have your license?
I do.
So
I
you
do
can-
not fly anymore.
You don't though? Okay.
No.
Is it like riding a bike though? Like once you get into
It's a lot different
you'll know
in
exactly.
Michigan. When I came back to Michigan, there's just so much water out there, and I liked flying around in the bush and seeing land, and so it was just different.
Yeah.
I didn't have a passion for flying.
Right.
It was just part of my
something
job.
you needed to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still really cool though.
And then you have another claim to fame. So you named a crayon color?
I
from
did.
Crayola. Which one was it?
Okay, so back in the
Wait, do you want to guess?
I was
Oh.
gonna say mac and cheese.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
No.
How do we have the same?
I asked someone else
The
before I
same
came here, and they
wavelength.
said mac and cheese.
Oh, only because that was my favorite crayon because it's named
Okay.
after mac and cheese.
Well, this goes back a few decades. So 1980s.
Okay.
There was a 5-pack that came out.
Okay.
I experimented with all of the colors, and the one that I just really was drawn to, I named Midnight Moss,
Midnight
and they
Moss.
chose it.
Oh
Really?
my gosh.
So you were on like a test thing, or like they sent it out?
Yeah, it was in the grocery store, and it's Name the Crayon package.
I feel like
Okay.
that they did that a couple of times later when they expanded the
Right.
Crayola pack and added new colors.
Midnight Moss was not long lived, but I still
Oh, so
claim
it's not
it.
an active
no,
color
it's
now.
not in the 64 pack. Maybe if you go to the 128 pack, you might find it, but
We'll have to get one of those
Midnight
so we can
Moss.
find your crayon.
That's
Is it like a
awesome.
dark green?
it's just the most beautiful, dusky green gray.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I love
very
dusky
nice.
green gray, so I'm going to
Yes.
look this up.
Because you're a winter.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you know that?
I have a teenage daughter.
Does she have the fan?
I was gonna say, I'm like, we were just talking about our colors last week, so.
Yes, we were.
So, see? It's good.
Yeah.
It's kismet.
Perfect.
So, you've been in it for a while, so you saw the market go down and kind of rise. So, you've been on one roller coaster ride.
Yes.
And then last year you closed about 6 million,
Yes.
which is nice.
Yeah.
So, that's good. Are you the type of person? Well, let me start with this. When you came back to Ludington and you were encouraged to start real estate, what was it like starting? Was it easy or was it hard?
So it was in 2007. So there was the downturn in our
Yeah.
area was a real thing.
Yeah.
I was really fortunate to start with a small independent broker who still had a closing broker. So I just picked her brain and I kept asking why, and then I kept saying, show me. So I kind of dived in and was able to use her as my resource to really get those questions answered up front. I tried to quit at least 5 times the first 2 years,
Sure.
2007, 2008, but my broker just kept encouraging me,
That's
stick with
awesome.
it,
Yeah.
you're a good fit. So
Okay.
I'm glad I did.
That's great.
I kind of broke protocol because this is live, right?
Okay.
Do you want to play the game
Oh, yeah.
before we get into a little more nuts and bolts? Are you
All
good?
right.
Are you feeling okay?
I'm feeling good.
All right.
Okay.
Never mind the man behind the camera over there.
My man behind the
So
veil.
I'll ask a question and you answer quickly.
Okay.
And I'll answer, and Caitlin, you can answer too.
Oh, okay,
So-
thanks.
If you had a spirit animal, what would you be? What would it be?
A spirit animal,
Yes.
tiger.
Tiger.
Yeah.
Owl.
Well, I used to always say panda bear because it's my favorite, but they're pretty lazy, so we'll just stick with panda for now because I don't have another quick one.
Farmhouse chic or modern industrial?
Farmhouse, yes.
Modern
For sure.
industrial.
Ooh, neither.
Neither?
Yeah.
What would it be?
I don't know, but I don't like either of those right
Pottery
now.
barn?
No, Pottery Barn's kind of like farmhouse chic, I think. Probably more like eclectic.
Okay. Your recent favorite movie?
Recent favorite movie. I saw just last night The Highwaymen
Oh,
with
I've heard of that.
Woody
Woody
Harrelson.
Harrelson.
Yes,
It was
is
a great
good?
movie, Bonnie and Clyde.
oh.
Watch the
It's like a different side of the story. It was great.
Oh.
So
I watched The Green Book.
Ooh, I almost
really great.
watched the Green Book. Instead, we watched the new Mary Poppins. What is it called?
Mary Poppins.
No,
Loved
Mary
it.
Poppins Returns. That's what it
Loved
is.
it.
So good.
It is a great movie.
Oh, I love that.
House Hunters or Fixer Upper?
neither.
Fixer upper.
Fixer Upper.
Uh,
What was your favorite vacation destination you went to? Like a recent?
oh. I don't get out much. I love going to Panama City Beach.
Where's that?
Florida.
Okay.
Just panhandle of Florida. Yeah, just a nice, low-key, easy,
Yeah.
fun spot to be.
I just went to Toronto. It was fun for a weekend.
Toronto's awesome. My consistent favorite vacation spot is Higgins Lake in Michigan.
Okay.
Up north. Yeah.
Awesome. Favorite day of the week?
Thursday.
Why?
Thursday is kind of like a secret day.
Yeah.
Like nobody expects anything to happen on Thursday, so I
yeah,
just
it's like a low pressure
sometimes
day.
I like sneak off and do something
Yeah.
fun. So yeah, it's my secret day.
I like that.
Recently, I like Wednesdays. So, kind of in the middle.
Hmm.
I have a lot of stuff to do at 5 Star. It's kind
Yeah.
of refuel. What's your day?
Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah, I'm basic right now. Just 'cause I have a little one, so it's like Saturdays. It's like our day to like be lazy in the morning and no schedule. So
Friends or The Office?
Office.
Office.
Friends.
Really?
Yes, I love Friends.
And then do you have a favorite drink? Like a
Favorite-
recent favorite drink, maybe.
Recent favorite drink. Iron Fish Distillery up
Okay.
in Thompsonville makes a gin that is
Ah.
amazing. I had never really tasted gin before, but
Yeah.
I was encouraged to give it a try, and it's just a really nice drink.
Nice.
I have my favorite drink lately is kind of boring, but just coffee.
Just coffee.
Yeah. But I really like coffee. In the morning, it's like
Okay. I
So-
really like it. I'm a matcha girl right now.
a what?
Matcha tea. But
It's like kombucha.
Matcha.
It's something
like
different.
It's green tea. It's the powdered green tea. It's like Japanese ritual
Okay.
tea. It's delicious.
Alright.
Yeah. And if it was a cocktail, it'd be a dirty martini. So
Wow.
yeah.
All right. So that's fun. That's easy.
That's fun.
Fun games.
Fun
So,
and easy.
Let me ask you this. Do you talk about, are you on a team? Do you have an assistant? Do you have like buyer's agents you use?
Okay.
Mentors? Are you just pure solo?
Solo.
Okay.
So, not a lot of teams in the Ludington market right now. There's a few, but I've just always done it. Just
Do you have an office or work from home?
Up until recently,
Yes.
I was working at home because just worked through a build out of our new 5-star office in Ludington.
Okay. Awesome.
So that office opened last week,
Okay.
and
So pretty.
You went?
it is
Yeah.
the best place to be.
It is gorgeous,
So-
and it gets tons of beautiful natural light that comes in, and it's just like it's a really cozy, inspiring place to be.
So exciting because it's really a new concept for Ludington. The brokerages typically have agent offices where you're kind of tucked away and hidden and maybe expected to be there quite often. But so the 5-star office in Ludington is an agent drop-in office. We are coming and going and doing our work and being in our community, and the downtown is just loving that we're there. Just getting lots of love in Ludington.
That's
So
cool.
Yeah, a nice open like community space, kind of similar to this, but much
Yeah.
larger and kind of more functional.
So 6 million, that's I don't know what the price point up is in Ludington, but that's a number of transactions.
yeah, I typically
All
do
by yourself?
40 to 50 sides a year.
40 to 50 sides a
Yeah,
year.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
That's good, all by yourself.
So, yes,
So you must be organized.
I am organized.
Okay.
I have
How are you organized? Tell us a
So,
little bit about.
I
Are you
value
like digital or paper or
Oh, yeah.
office or
I value checklists.
okay?
I have come up with things to just make the processes easier.
Mhm.
So I have a file checklist, and it's mostly written.
Okay.
I don't do a lot digitally except for my files to .loop and that type of, which has really saved a lot of time.
Yeah.
I love .loop.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So yeah, just processes. So checklists on the deals themselves. Next steps for buyers and sellers as we get into a deal. Communicating
Sure.
those, what's coming next. So there's no surprises, or at least few surprises.
It's views
So,
you can figure out.
Being from a hometown girl from Ludington
yes.
is, how would you break up your business? Do you like buy leads? Do you prospect? Are you a magnet because everyone knows you? How does your business come in?
Yeah, so I was gone for 25 years
Okay.
and moved back. So a little bit of recognition for sure. I don't buy leads. I don't have a CRM.
Hmm?
It's just the relationships. I started out, one deal led to another, and people keep coming back. I keep those relationships moving forward. I become the family realtor. So it's just a really
Is there
good
a way
thing.
you do that other than being just nice and helpful and you help them with their transaction? Like, do you monthly communicate? How do you keep being in that position of being the family realtor?
I could do better in
Sure.
that. That's one area that I hope to improve. Just communicating in a better fashion more regularly.
Yeah.
But in this business, it's sometimes it's very hard. You hope that you can be proactive, but reactivity is a little bit of a necessity. I think in our industry.
Sure.
So
So you don't do a newsletter?
I don't do a newsletter.
Do you change your clocks, postcards, any mailings? Let me ask you that.
I don't do any mailings.
No mailings.
No, I
You have
don't.
a nice office downtown, so there's some visibility. You do
Yes.
billboards?
We're talking about a billboard. It's kind of a new thing.
I'm just trying to wonder
wondering-
how you get business. 40 to 50 transactions in Ludington, which isn't
It's
as big as Grand Rapids.
completely referral.
All referrals.
All referral.
Because you're doing such a good job.
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah.
Do you have
Every
any?
time.
Are you friends with most of these people on Facebook, or are you engaged in social media?
I use Facebook sparsely. Not. I don't do a lot of posting of my listings. I usually use it just to kind of let people know what's exciting to me.
Like personal.
So
you like your personal touches
right
on Facebook. It's
I
not just about real
posted
estate.
something I think 2 days ago. I just had clients come into the office, and it was one of like the first client interactions in my new office.
Yeah.
And it was special, and I wanted to share that. So those types of things I share.
Did you like inspirational quotes or anything?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you share? This is interesting because I don't know how you get business other than referrals.
She's awesome. That's how she gets
I
business.
understand that for a number of years, but in my experience and a lot of people's, if you don't stay somewhat top of mind or involved in their lives in some way, they forget you, or
Sure.
but maybe you have such a presence that it isn't for you.
No, it's probably not something that I realize I'm doing.
Okay.
But if a client has a child and the child's name is in the paper, I'll send a note.
There we go.
Hey, I saw Ryan in the paper. Way to go. Those types of things.
Yeah.
So a lot of my clients become personal friends.
Yeah.
That makes it real easy because you're seeing each other socially.
Yeah.
And then I think the business and the referral base it broadens from there. Christmas time.
Okay.
Do some kind of a holiday gathering, invite them, to come and just share time together. Really target those with young kids in it, and have a basket to take home, that type of thing.
Okay,
so
that's really cool. So you are like a gatherer. So it sounds like
Mm.
you kind of attract people. Like you're really good in person. You love enjoying like spending time together.
right.
That's awesome.
Being involved in the community is another way.
Yeah.
Okay. How are
so-
you involved? In what ways?
Every way that I can.
Okay.
I like to immerse myself in my industry, whether it was air traffic, whether it was small business, lot of backgrounds. But being involved at the board level was key, because that gives you the avenue to establish relationships with the other agents in your area.
You mean like the realtor board?
Yes.
Because you were president of the mom board.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then on other committees.
So board involvement, I think, is key, because it gives you just the in to talk to agents and other brokerages, to share information, and to encourage the sharing of information.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the concept and the culture that drew me to 5-Star.
Right.
Was that culture of, it's not us against them. It's our profession, and we have to be the ones to promote that profession and show that professionalism to the buying community and the selling community.
Absolutely.
Or we're not going to be needed.
Right.
So I feel real strongly about
Yeah,
that.
I love that passion that you have for just having us all as agents come together, like raising the bar collectively, taking away, trying to put each other down, but like we all need to kind of pick it up a notch.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, who knows what our future will look like.
Right.
You can be a good pioneer for that and like mentor all of us.
Well, I go to the events. So
Good.
going to Achieve and Broker Summit
Yes.
and the Michigan Realtors Convention, networking with people, just surrounding yourself with people who do it and do it well.
Right.
I just feel that that's a good way to start.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have a lot of business, if you can just put yourself in the places where you're going to rub shoulders with people that are doing it.
Yeah.
I get referral business from the relationships that I've made over the years attending these events.
Oh, that's great.
So
Is that like a primary learning source for you to go to these conventions and summits? And
absolutely,
do you
every
follow
single time.
a guru?
I don't.
Podcast or anything?
I
like that?
don't.
Okay, so
No, I pick little tidbits out of everything I hear.
okay.
Kind of like a little bit of a sponge.
Yeah.
Something might not catch my mind or my eye right away, but then I'll remember, hey, that's what he was talking about. That would work in this situation.
Yeah.
So,
I love that advice because agents have different perspectives on getting involved with other agents. Especially, I hear completely opposite opinions all the time. So
it's one of my
I
favorite things
like
to
your
do.
Perspective. Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
I'm on the other side.
I feel like I want to get more involved.
I'm more
now.
like lone,
Okay.
and so
You're the lone wolf.
yeah, I'm the other side of that argument. So that's fascinating to me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, I've never been to Michigan Realtors Convention.
You don't know what you're missing.
Haven't you been
And-
an agent for like your whole life?
Yeah, 20 years, but
Yeah.
I've never gone once.
It's
Nor
amazing.
have I gone. I wouldn't want to go.
Have you gone to Broker Summit?
No.
A year ago at Broker Summit, I met Greg Carlson for the first time.
Sure.
And it probably sparked just a desire to know more about 5-star.
Sure.
I was kind of like a fly on the wall, listening to some big hitters kind of talking about the industry and where it was going, and it was an informal situation.
And he's
And
a different voice in the industry, for
Absolutely, and I was fascinated, and here I am.
Oh, that's good.
Look
So-
at that.
See, you inspired me. Maybe I should not be so
I'll
closed
join
off,
you.
and maybe
So
Yeah, say Renee can
Yeah.
show you the
Something.
ropes.
I'll do it.
that'd be great. So let's talk about your skills a little bit. Is there a skill that you, and it's okay to brag a little bit, but like you're really confident, like I can do this in the real estate, in your toolbox, let's say, that I do this really well. Is there one thing?
Sure.
And how did you get good at that?
Okay, so I think I would say my ability to solve problems. I don't see problems as problems. So I approach speed bumps, whatever you want to call them, things that come up,
Yeah.
with a pondering sort of mentality. So ponder what it is rather than being reactive. Draw on experience, research if I don't know how to make it move forward, and come up with a plan. So executing a plan that I feel confident in is usually about 100% productive.
That's your
Yeah.
superpower.
I think so.
It is
That's
a
a
superpower.
that's a good one to have.
So
I'm so glad you brought that up because I think that when I talk to people who are starting to do real estate and stuff like that, the skill that I often bring up is I go, you have to be a problem solver all the way through.
right.
And if you have good problem solving skills and you can think laterally or ask the right questions,
Yeah.
that is really every little step can be a problem viewed that way.
Right.
And so you bring solutions. That's a value point for, a really complicated industry with so many nuances. So that's a
Right.
really good skill.
And if you can do it with a calmness and a
Yes.
confidence,
Ooh, a calmness, that's key.
that wins.
Yeah, for
wins
sure.
the day.
Yep.
So,
And they trust you.
right.
And they're emotional, or clients. We're getting to interact with these people in an emotive state, I would say.
Right.
They're selling, they're buying, they're moving.
Yeah, especially
they're
if you're
nervous.
running into a hiccup in
Yeah.
the process and they aren't obviously the expert. It's like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? So to be able to stay calm and be the one that's like, you know what? Here's some options. This is how we're going to get through this.
Right from the start, it's we're in a business of trust.
Yeah.
And so that relationship has to be based on that
Yeah.
from day one.
For sure.
And it needs to be earned, right?
It does.
And
where do you think that comes from? That problem-solving, solution-finding superpower.
oh, just a lot of years in business, watching how customer service is done. Watching relationships between management and workers, just knowing, I think, that there's a better way to do it than throwing your hands up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking you were going to say in your air traffic controller flight checklists,
Absolutely.
anticipating problems, having contingency plans, working your stuff out.
Yeah. So in air traffic, one of the key elements that I think that they look for when they're deciding if you cut the mustard is your ability to draw on experience, to use the skills that you've acquired, and think fast. Sometimes there's not a lot of time, and in a real estate deal, sometimes there's not a lot of time that you can, a deal is going to make or break, or a buyer or seller is going to go down a path that might not be good.
Yeah.
So fast thinking, and just I can't emphasize enough just drawing on experience and immersing yourself in the industry, knowing what you know.
Right.
That's the key.
Yeah, that's really great.
So
if someone is out there and they are thinking, I would like to do 6 million, or or maybe they're just starting out and they're like, how do I get to that way? You didn't buy the leads. It's kind of interesting how you've had this much success, and these are all deeper level real estate things rather than just calling 100 people and running the numbers. You're organically becoming valuable to a whole community, which is really cool. Was there any piece of advice or something that you could give or that you heard and you said this makes a big difference? Like, for example, last time someone said going to the office. That was the advice they got, even though they didn't have any business or anything. They just went and rubbed shoulders and got in, and it organized their life and it turned their mind on.
Right. Right.
Is there any kind of piece of advice
along those lines? I truly believe in the adage, you have to be present to win.
Okay.
So what does that mean? What does being present mean? It means showing up, putting the time in, being in the places where you're going to have the chance to draw business to you.
Yeah.
Going to the events, finding the opportunities, creating opportunities to bring and gather people around you that you can learn from.
Right.
Another key, I think, for folks that are just starting out, I want to say it's just the ability to I don't know. It's hard to.
What would you say? To show up and be present?
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's key. And that could look different for different people, but depending on, where you show up or what your skill sets are and stuff.
Because it can be lonely. I mean, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like yesterday, I had one Monday, I didn't talk to anyone. I had stuff to do, but I was at my home office and didn't talk to anyone.
Right.
Yeah.
And I could have shown up and been present and anticipate interactions, contacts, meeting people. Like, do you go to lunch all the time?
I don't go to lunch every day. No. I think I remembered what I was going to move towards.
Okay.
So people always say, well, I'll do better when I'm caught up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a myth. I think being caught up is kind of a myth.
Yeah.
Because when you don't have a file in front of you that needs something to do, what can you do that's going to further your business, your knowledge?
Yeah.
I think one of the piece of advice that I would give, if there is a downtime in your day, study the market. Market data is probably the key that has elevated me to the level that I am at, because I study it, I know it, I can speak it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what do you mean by market data? Like, what do you go into the MLS and look at?
I look at absorption rates.
Okay.
I look at neighborhoods that are selling, the days on market, and I want to be able to not only know the data, but know the trends, see the trends, and start to predict the trends.
Really?
Because that is going to be key, especially for sellers, if they're on the fence on when. Right?
That is a really important conversation to be able to have. And it's like a realtor language, because you can go on Zillow and try to figure that out for yourself if you're not in the industry. But to have someone that's got, X amount of years and you've been looking at it and you can say that is incredible.
And if you keep up with it, you become the local expert.
Yeah.
People ask you.
Yeah.
And you're known for that knowledge.
Yeah, you're the go-to.
So that's...
So when you're at a gathering and someone goes, "Hey, Renee, how's the market?" What do you say?
Okay, so I get really excited when
animated.
Yes.
She is.
When I hear that question, because I can speak to it. Right now in Ludington, I was at a downtown development authority meeting 2 days ago. They asked me, "How's the market, Renee?" And I showed them the data from last year, first quarter, 2018, compared to 2019 first quarter, and it's the same. 25 sales in the city of Ludington, 26 sales in the city of Ludington. The things that really excited me and excited them was the average price went up $12,000 per sale.
Yeah.
Which was about 8%.
Yeah.
Days on market went from 134 days down to 84 days. So we were feeling most of the industry was feeling that we were a little bit down, a little bit slow, but the market showed differently.
Yeah.
And I was able to share that with them, and
That's really cool.
Bring some insight to what everybody is feeling, because that it doesn't always align.
Because sometimes it's not a feeling.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So
that's really cool.
That's how it works. What's interesting is, though, you went into the architectural committee. Is that where?
The downtown development.
Downtown development.
Right.
So all the people on there and all the people they know now know you as the expert because you helped them with that. You didn't get paid to be there, right? And so that's a little bit how it works for you, because you have placed yourself by studying the market as an expert. So these downtown development people are saying, "Hey, what's going on?" You're able to do that. Anytime anyone says, "Who do you use?" Renee. She's the best. She knows everything.
She
That's
knows
how it
what's
works.
up.
Know the data, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
ninja.
It's a good skill.
It's a very good skill. And what I like about that, Renee, is that it's learnable. You could be in the business for a year,
Absolutely.
or 20 years and never even looked at this, and go, "Okay, I want to understand the data.
Yeah.
What's going on in this marketplace? What's an absorption rate? How do you explain that to a lay person,
Right.
and month supply and all of those things?" And so that's learnable. And if you're, I guess not to steal your thunder, but if you were having advice, I would be like, "Yeah, this is great." If you're like, "What do I do today?" Study something and go
Yeah.
Right.
talk to someone and run into someone and share what you know, or that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yep. That's how I do it.
That's how you do it.
So
But do you have any final questions, Caitlin? I kind of dominated this, but
One more interesting fact about yourself that nobody would think to guess
Sure.
about Renee.
I'm not really interesting, but I have 5 grandchildren.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So
What
Are they all around?
scattered.
Oh.
So 1 in Alabama,
Okay.
2 in Anchorage, Alaska.
Ah.
1's in Ludington, and 1's about to be born in Lansing. So
Oh,
I'm
yay.
getting
That's
excited
great.
about that.
That's
super
awesome.
So, yeah.
Very exciting.
Well, Renee, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us and letting us get to know you.
It's been my pleasure.
From
Yeah.
Ludington.
Everyone gets lots of good tidbits from this interview today.
Yeah.
I hope everyone is there now, like studying the market and looking at the MLS today.
Yeah. So this will be viewed, I don't know how many people are actually viewing it, but it'll be viewed by 200, 300, 400 people.
Laura
next
says,
couple
Renee, you
times.
rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're the best. Thursday is the best.
Yeah. Renee too, but yes, also Thursdays.
Oh, that's fun. And so we'll chime in and tag you if someone had a
Okay.
more specific question for you.
Great. I'd
something
be
like that.
glad to share what I know.
But that's great.
So
So
Awesome.
great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
All right. See you later, everyone.